Well, Joshua Fox is a former radio producer, author and now director of a new online docu-series called Spicy Summer, exposing the dark side of the modern adult entertainment industry and how much it's impacting teens across Australia.
Years ago, young people aspired to be astronauts, actors, pop stars. Now, their role models are adult content creators.
No girls growing up say they want to be Taylor Swift, because that would never happen. But we can be like the OnlyFans girls. We can get rich like they have.
And we're now at a point where we're seeing the impact this has had on society.
Now, the series highlights the brutal reality of making adult content, serving as a bit of a wake-up call for parents, revealing just how deeply it's embedding itself in the minds of today's youth. Now, Josh went on a deep dive, bringing 4 OnlyFans content creators together, challenging them on their roles in the industry to ultimately decide for themselves, is it really worth it? And Josh joins us now live in the studio. Hello, mate. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Josh.
This is a fascinating project you've been working on. It is a world that is completely foreign to many of us, especially the older generation. Can you explain how much of a trend this actually is and young people looking to capitalise, get in on this business and make money?
Yeah, I think social media has almost brainwashed kids these days. And the biggest creators on OnlyFans are 18, and kids are counting down the days until they turn 18 because they're following these influencers in America. They're seeing how rich they're getting. The biggest creator on OnlyFans, she made $1 million in 3 hours. The second she turned 18, she joined. And then...
Hang on, $1 million in 3 hours.
She had a big following already. She counted down until she was legal, and then these young girls are seeing that, seeing the fast cars, the mansion she's buying, and they're going, well, I'm in school, I'm not going to apply myself, I'm going to do what these influencers are doing.
Right. So what was your goal in putting together this series? Was it to lift the lid? Was it just to explain? What was the goal?
I just wanted to show the reality of it. Like, this narrative has set in that anyone can get rich and famous, but the majority of people don't make minimum wage. So they're sold this dream and they think that will happen for me. They sign up, they realise, actually, this is difficult if I don't have a following already. And then once they realise, actually, this isn't for me, it's too late to...
Too late.
What came out of the show that surprised you the most? I reckon you'd be hard to surprise, but anything in there shock you?
I think, again, with the young people, how they are counting down to that, but also the sense of community. Like, it's not all gloom. There is actually a lot of people who get in there for the love of the job and kind of just understanding their stories and what led them there.
And that said, there's a lot of heartbreak and disappointment and a lot of trains coming off the tracks there too, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of it. There's that parallel of understanding why they got there, and a lot of people, especially the young ones, they're just searching for validation. We've got one cast member and she was bullied quite heavily in school. She was told, you're fat, you're ugly, you'll never get a boyfriend. She then follows these influencers online who maybe have the same body shape, and she goes, well, they've made all this money, so I'm going to do that.
What do the girls have to say, though, about long term? Do they ever sit and go, this is good for now, what's it going to mean to my life in 5 years' time? Or don't they have that sort of vision?
That's what I wanted to do in the series. So I partnered it with a talent agency who look after adult creators. And when you sign up without guidance, you do get lost and you're exploited. But if you go down the avenue where if you've decided this is for you, they will help you have like a long-term strategy. So you set your boundaries and you stick within that. Because a lot of people join, they might say, I'm just going to do a topless selfie. But before you know it, you've done everything because you haven't got anyone saying, actually, are you sure you want to do more?
Right.
Yeah. There's a social media ban going into effect very soon that will stop under 16s from accessing TikTok and YouTube, Instagram. What impact do you think this will have on in this space? Will it help or will it hinder?
I think it will help young people not race to sign up because they won't have this content, like this dream forced on them every day when they're scrolling, they're seeing these creators. So it kind of gives them time to actually think, is this really what I want?
Okay.
I tell you what, when you're seeing these vision with these girls counting these $100 notes, that's the image that sticks with the young people, right?
Yeah.
What about do you also show the real life repercussions though when it can come off the rails?
Yeah, and we kind of show she's got nothing left.
Nothing of it
Nah,
left.
because she thinks, okay, I've made 200 this month, that's going to be every month, but it's not.
Spend it and it's gone. And the family's reactions to what about the family's reactions as a wider?
I think most families understand or are slowly understanding, and there is an element of, well, if they're going to do this, I just hope they're doing it with guidance.
I'm not entirely sure that's true. I'm not sure there's parents looking at this going, that's fine, my 18-year-old daughter's doing that.
Yep.
Do you believe that?
I only know from my experiences, but I think as I'm not a parent, but if your children say to you, I'm going to go down that avenue, if you try to stop them and you remind them all of all the repercussions.
What needs to happen in this space, okay? Because it's the wild, wild west now. Kids getting involved, essentially. More education, better monitoring. What do you think?
I think just more education. Anyone who's thinking about going in this industry, I want them to actually know this is what you will have to do. And if you want to be successful, you constantly have to go to a new extreme because someone's done some outrageous stunts. We're seeing things where there's challenges where Watch With Me sleep with hundreds of people today. And that's the new normal. If you want to stand out, you have to...
Wow.
Yeah, and it's shocking.
Yeah, you said the Wild Wild West. That's kind of, I think that's true.
Yeah.
Really great, fascinating stuff. Congratulations on the series. The docu-series is called Spicy Summer and it's available on YouTube with new episodes dropping every Sunday. Good to see you, Josh.
Thanks.